Hi guys, my name's Seb Tudor, I'm the man on the Silver Mountain, and welcome back to Heat Signature. I nearly forgot the name of the game, and but last time we were here and we were using this person who has the everything gun, and I'm determined to find out how this works. So let's take a look at what we've got. Three guys. That's a good group to test out the everything gun on, right? That's where am I going? That way. Yeah, I did a little bit of playing around with it between, and I still don't seem to just I don't know what the knack or what I need to get hold of to make it work. Because the only times I've really managed to kill anyone with it is when I've been firing swords at people, but at the same time, like, there aren't always swords available. You weren't the man that I actually wanted to knock out. Now, 2 birds, 1 stone, right? There we go. He dropped a gun, right? Yeah, there we go. Didn't really try out the everything gun, but oh well. Got to punt a guy through a window. You know, made life fine in and as of just as it was, really. No complaints. Right, let's see. Sovereign guys with guns, dudes with explosives. Crikey, sorry. But yeah, we still need a subverter to deal with that mission. But we can do this one. It's got no alarm response. So let's crack on again. Yeah, like when I was playing by myself, there were a couple of times I was on like sovereign ships and they all had swords. So then there were just swords flying everywhere. I hurt myself though as much as I hurt anybody else. So, you know, I guess that's a lesson about throwing swords at people, but at the same time it's like, I don't know, it's just a really weird gun, and it's interesting to mess around with, but it's not. Like, it doesn't seem to be the most effective means forward. But again, it's kind of a case of going. I've seen other people make videos about the everything gun, almost suggesting how awesome it is, and it's just like, I'm not feeling it. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I need to bring stuff with me that isn't just swords. Maybe knives. Maybe knives would work better because they're smaller. Maybe they'd be easier to get out of the way of. I don't know, but you know, maybe that's something I should try out. Bringing my own everything gun ammo. Maybe. I don't know. But again, like here, if I like firing pistols that have had all their ammo removed, just doesn't. You know, they bounce around and they seem to just be an annoyance. They don't seem to do anything else. So I don't know. If you guys have played this, let me down in the comments and let me know kind of what your thoughts are on this weird gun. Because, yeah, I'm sure that there's someone out there that uses it to great effect, but that person just isn't me. So I'm tempted to stick it in my stash for the time being, just because I can't make good use of it. So, you know, what's the point in carrying it around with me? So, you know, in fact, yeah, let's do that. Why have we got a shotgun? Why have we got these in here? No, we can sell those. We can sell that and that, and then you go in the stash because you're weird and fun, but otherwise, kind of not really what we're looking for. Right, but let's stick that into our second slot so we can swap between our melee weapons. Bloodless, hurt no one. Okay, assassinate, hurt everyone. Assassinate, hurt everyone more. What's this? Hijack. Sovereign ship, time limit. No, let's do this one. Do you know what? This has become my chill out game. It's usually one of the first couple of games that I end up recording for you guys each week. Just because it's like I tend to do a fair amount of the research and stuff for the various like face videos, coaching videos, commentary videos, whatever that I do. I tend to do all of that research before I sit down and record these, because then it's like, you know, I've gone through the tedious stuff. This is kind of my reward for kind of trawling through all of the miserable crap that's going on in the world, and, you know, at times horribly demoralizing myself. But as you know, it's kind of the stuff that I've talked about before in regards to kind of giving yourself a reward after each thing that you complete. You know, it's like you don't need to pick him up. All right, fine. There we go. Yeah, it's like, but this is such a, like, there's a rhythm to this game, which I'll admit sometimes I just completely miss. You know, I don't get kind of in tune with it, and that's when I continually lose characters, get blown out of airlocks, get killed, you know, over and over and over again. You know, it's just, there's a kind of relaxing element to this game, I feel. You know, and it's one that I didn't feel with things like Hotline Miami. And, you know, this game causes Hannah to get a little stressed out at times as well. So I don't know what it is necessarily that I find so relaxing. You know, maybe it's the fact that I'm able to see and kind of quickly plan out and then kind of try and achieve. And that if I get taken out, then I know that it's my fault. You know, I feel that's a big thing in games. You know, if it's Dark Souls or if it's something like that, you know, as long as you can go, yes, it was my fault, that's where I need to improve, then the game will kind of hold you. Like, I lost my rag with Dark Souls 1 because the one time I got myself into real trouble and could not proceed with the game, and basically had to start again, because it was my first time playing it and I had no other recalls but to start again. It was just because I had decided to listen to advice that someone else had left as a message in the game, and yeah, it just I got really pissed off with it, and not with the game but with the person that had left the message. And as a result, though, it was like I needed to drop the game and kind of back away from it, because it was me being angry with myself for trusting someone else, when otherwise I had trusted the other messages and things through the game, and they'd all been fairly reasonable, to be fair. Most of the in my first attempt, for the first hour or so, most of the advice people had been giving me was pretty good. You know, it had actually been kind of helpful to kind of the way that I was playing through the game. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to get round here and kill him first. no more alarms, no more time limit. Now we can just take out the rest of the crew, loot everything. But yeah, it's like if I can tell where I've made a mistake, or if I've done something that I shouldn't have, then the game is perfectly fine. There we go. But yeah, like here, if one of these guys if one of those last guys had managed to get a shot off on me and attack me, that would have been my bad timing, or me running into a wall, or something like that. And I feel like that's important. Like, the number of times that you play games, especially games that are multiplayer, where the mechanics that are thrown in are just so crappy, because it's like, oh, well, we can't deal with this number of players in this environment because that's just so many powerful characters or whatever else in one place. So we're going to throw in some really broken kind of bullshit rules and ideas and methods, just so that we can kind of make a point of, you know, so that someone dies, so that someone gets hurt. And I feel like that's a big flaw in a lot of modern game design, because it's the kind of cheap, easy way out almost. Hold on, what did that say? Did I just liberate? I did. I just liberated the place that this character was trying to liberate. Alright then. Lovelace Falls, you say? What we're going to do? Capture. We can do this one. Let's just quickly, just to make sure that I don't inadvertently go straight in and start murdering people. Whoa, I just broke my screen. There we go. I think that fixed it. I hope that didn't do anything to what you guys saw. I clicked. This is one of the only games that I play in windowed mode, because otherwise my OBS, my capture software, doesn't like it if I play it full screen. I much prefer to play things full screen, personally. But yeah, this doesn't like it if I do. Like, it doesn't pick up the image properly. You know, it only picks up about half of in fact, it might even only be a quarter of what we actually of like what the image is. So, you know, it's like I'd much prefer to have it in full screen. Oh, whoops. Oh well. Serves you right for reporting me, asshole. So what we're gonna do is come around here, take him out, take him out. No! Does that count as us killing him? Probably does. I mean, we didn't mean to. He's gonna... God damn it. Well, do you know what? Fine. We're gonna get the... Enigma bonus then by piling everybody up in front of a window and blowing them out into space. Because that's the way... That's the way we do it. Or at least it is now. God damn it, I just lunged out a window. I mean, the result is the same for the other guy, but... Do you know what, that's the one thing that I'm not the biggest fan of Slipstream for. Just because it's like... I'm gonna take this person over and I'm just gonna walk casually towards the place that I am having to walk towards. And yet now I've thrown myself out of a window, I have launched myself towards a door or whatever else. You know? It's like that little... And even after... Even if you stand still whilst... whilst you're kind of coming down off Slipstream, then afterwards I've still found that you then kind of lunge forward as soon as you start moving again, even if it's been inactive for a little while. So, oh, there we go. But hey, easy come, easy go. So how many more have we got? Just the one guy up here? Are there? No, there are a couple of guys up here. That's fine. Nope. Oh, out. There we go. Did we pick up the ammo? Yes, we did. Hurl him out into space. We picked up both crates, yeah? Yeah. Okay. Let's fly this dude home. And whilst we didn't get the bloodless claws, you know, we then took revenge on the entire crew. Which makes it all better, right? You know. One person wrongs you, or you make a mistake, you take it out on everyone. Oh no, that's the bad thing to do. That's the bad thing to do. Oh well, it's done now. But yeah, like this has very quickly become one of my kind of chill out games. So, you know, it's like where some of the other games that I'm playing at the moment, you know, Warframe lore stuff is fairly straightforward because it's me going through stuff, either speculating or reading stuff off and analysing it, you know, doing a little bit of comprehension. But then, I mean, we got Enigma. That's fine. But then when we've got kind of some of the other bits and pieces like State of Decay, it's like, oh, there's a little bit of risk reward there. A couple of other things going on. The like at the moment where in that game we've cleared the map of most of the missions, and it's like, right, but now to get where I want to go, I still need 2 more people, which means they need to show up on the map, or I need to get told about where to go, and all that kind of thing. And so I'm sat there going, do you know what? I'm not sure. Whilst I'm sure you guys may very well, you know, this isn't the least repetitive game, I should say. So, you know, I'm sure that there are some of you guys that see this and are like, another one? Really? But I feel like, you know, with Subnautica, where we're getting towards the end, I've got other things that I want to play with you guys after that as well, which is, you know, going to be interesting to see if you guys are interested in what I am or not on that kind of front. But, you know, I've got my set of games and ideas and things that I want to look into. I've got projects that have been sat around for a while that I keep meaning to either do more on, or that I've got like other stuff that I want to go through with for various reasons that may not even be a particularly kind of important thing necessarily, but it's just something that I've been working on for a long time that means a lot to me, or whatever else, and it's just a case of not getting there yet, or that it's just with my current setup and my current kind of way that I'm having to work and balance doing other bits and pieces, it's still leaves me with kind of a bit more of a limit on what I can do, what I can't do, and how I kind of want to do things. And what I'm left with at the end of the day as well, where it's just kind of like, right, okay, well, I've got this list of things that I still want to do. How much do I have the money for? You know, getting new games that I'd like to play with you guys. I've already kind of slated and budgeted and looked into getting State of Decay when it shows up. State of Decay 2, rather, because that's one that it was the announcement and the well, not the announcement, but the big kind of reveal of State of Decay 2 that made me go, do you know what? I want to play State of Decay 1 because it's about planning, it's about learning, it's about progression, it's about survival, it's about making the best of a bad situation, and it's something that we can explore kind of together the same way that we've done with Subnautica or with Conan or with like all manner of other games that I've played on the channel so far. You know, and it's like the next one where I can also potentially bring in, you know, friends is a terrific idea to me. You know, it's like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted from the first one. And one of the things that stands out to me about that game is just that whoever's hosting the game has complete control, and the other people come in, get rewarded for their help and whatever else, but then they just get to leave again. That, you know, it's come in, have fun, help your buddy out, maybe get a couple of rewards for coming and being helpful, but then like, after that you're good, you're done. You know, there's nothing else to it. No. There we go. Too close. Too close. Where's he coming? Is he coming down this way too? Yeah. But you know, I'm. That's a game that I've got in mind that I'm like, yes, I would like to get hold of that. Other games that I'd like to spend time looking at, you know, there are a collection of other games that I've been looking forward to or that I'm interested in, although the problem is that it's either price, because, you know, as you guys may very well have noted, a fair number of the games that I've been playing have either been kind of smaller, cheaper indie titles, or they've been the kind of older titles that I've been able to kind of let me do it there. Okay. I don't know what that noise was. I think it was the noise of success. Okay, so the bridge area is now clear. Let's go back and clean up these guys. What we got? More slipstream. Great. There we go. Okay, so what we got down here? We got 4 guys down there that we want to take out. We got a dude and a turret here. We can take the... No! Oh. At least we've already taken out the pilot. That's fine. We've taken out the pilot. They're not going anywhere. Right, where's he gone? But yeah, like I'm. It's one of those things that I am having to. Why is there a flickering line? Strange. Yeah, it's just one of those things that I'm having to budget for, both in terms of time and in terms of like money available for actually getting hold of games. Because whilst you've got some that are free to play, you know, like I wouldn't mind taking a look at Fortnite with you guys, because it not only looks fun, but it also has kind of, again, the building elements and things like that. But the Battle Royale mode by itself, like I've always said to you guys, and I've always kind of felt that kind of multiplayer only, PvP only kind of titles are a bit of a cop-out. You know, it eliminates what, probably, I'd say maybe a third or so of people, especially when they're very like straightforward, where there's not much in the way of depth to it. Yeah, you can develop certain strategies as per the when stuff is kind of being newly released, but when stuff is old, when you've experimented, when you've seen what's going on, you know, you see YouTubers doing certain challenges and things like that, and that's fine. But at the same time, those challenges, in theory, you're going to do them once, maybe a couple of times at most, and then you're done. You know, whilst that's the same for a game that's single player only, you know, you come in, you do the thing, you finish the story, and that's it sorted. There's still more to it than, you know, there's more meaning to it than there is with a kind of multiplayer only title. And this is where, you know, with the next Uprising event for Overwatch, I've been seeing an awful lot of people going, give us a permanent kind of consistent PvP mode, PvE mode, and all that kind of thing, because there are people crying out for that. Because even though they may be, you know, there may be an awful lot more focus towards your kind of PvP kind of fight to the death games, they're never the ones that get as highly acclaimed as, for instance, Half-Life. You know, the game that everyone is always still saying that they want to see. You know, they want Half-Life 3. Why is that? Well, it's because the game had more meaning to it than just I'm going to go in and repeatedly murder people. And I can't entirely remember how I got onto this topic, but oh yeah, I was talking about game mechanics and how kind of making sure that you know how you've succeeded and how you failed is an important thing. I don't. Do you know what? Let's fly back over here to one of these bases to pick up more sovereign missions as well. But it's like, you've had the big games, The Witcher 3, Half-Life, Portal. You know, these games that all stand out, that are either single player or cooperative in nature, and the reason why they you know, get talked about so much and that people enjoy them so much is because there's either something for them to invest in individually that isn't repetitive and isn't, you know, whatever else, there's a narrative to it. And this is why, when, as far as Fortnite is concerned, that's how I got onto this topic. As far as Fortnite is concerned, I'm kind of waiting for them to release the cooperative mode, the Save the World campaign, because they said that they would, you know, they said early on that they would release it, and it would be kind of it's that was the main core focus of the game before they decided to kind of run off with this battle royale mode. And that's why you had the founders packs, because it was like, here, have these founders packs that you buy to help us support the game and develop it further. And now apparently they've said that even after they went dark for a long time on it, and they were just very quiet about it because the battle royale mode came out, they've now kind of said, yes, well, we're going to can't remember if this... I don't think this had any stipulations on it, but we're going to use the concussion hammer, and then if we don't need to keep people alive, then we'll flush them out a window or something. Cool. Thanks for that. But yeah, the kind of things we're seeing in regards to that now are kind of limited. You know, they've said that they wanted to add more to it, which is good. I like that idea. Adding more is always good. But at the same time, it's like, you know, they could corner the market and compete in a space that just hasn't really been touched on overall. You know, you've got certain games that do the co-op plus PvP thing, and in most of those games, yeah, you've got the co-op that stands out as the core of the game, because it's how you bring your community together. It's not just a case of, oh, well, we've done X, Y, and Z just to make it better or easier to kill one another. You know, there's more of a buy-in, there's more of a reason. You know, it's one of the reasons why PvP in MMOs and things stands out as more interesting, because the ones that just do arenas like PvP for the sake of PvP, the PvP tends to trail off. They don't tend to have as big a community around it. Whilst if you've got PvP that first has a reason to it, and then you build the community around it as an esports after kind of esport-esque kind of thing afterwards, then it turns out better, because people have got into it and they've attached themselves, they've identified with parts of it, you know, anyway, and then they've come and gone, do you know what, I'm actually quite enjoying this, I'm actually quite good at it. You know, one of the ones that stands out to me in my mind is the alliance battles and things like that in Guild Wars 1, and where you had lore reasoning kind of attached to the various PvP elements of that game, and then you've got, even in World of Warcraft, one of the most long-lived, if in my opinion not worth the hype, games in the world, and it has been for a long time now. It's kind of a situation of, you know, you've had people invest to such an extent that they are you know, they started off with something like, was it Warsong Gulch, where you'd have them competing over land essentially, and then, you know, you'd have those various maps and those various PvP types and things like that, and then, you know, subsequently people would get more into the PvP as a result. You know, you had that build up. But now, where the world is being ruled by PvP kind of only titles that are either charging you through the nose to one extent or another, like this is one of my issues with Overwatch, with its loot boxes. You know, I in my opinion, it should be, yeah, fine, if you're going to reward us for our time in the game, then fine, give us a loot box. But if you want us to spend money, you know, real money, then do away with the loot boxes and give us, like, the choice of the skins that we want. You'd earn more money that way. You know, because then if you just release skins on a more regular basis, people would just pick the ones that they wanted and you'd get instant payoff, as opposed to people actually going, no, do you know what, I don't want to buy into this. I'd be more inclined to spend money, considering I'd already bought the game by itself, I'd be more inclined to spend money on that kind of thing if I had just choice straight up. But I've also realised that we're now about half an hour in and I've just been talking and talking and talking. But again, this is my chill out game before I get into anything else. Before I have to worry about the fact that Conan still hasn't updated with the new combat system, so I can't do the experiments and things that I want to do, or that everyone's dying in State of Decay, or whatever else. So, you know, this is me just chatting at you. Anyway, guys, I'm going to sit the bar so the music stops. There we go. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. Thanks for bearing with me whilst I just ramble. And, you know, if you've got a comment on anything that I was just muttering about the whole time, then I'd love to hear it down in the comments. But otherwise, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow. Take care. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, then please drop us a like, share this video, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you in the video tomorrow. Take care.